Hello everyone. In this video, we will be learning about module 2, which is multiple random variables. So in multiple random variables, we study about bivariate expectations. By the term bivariate, we mean that it is two variable, and bivariate expectations here are defined by the expectation operator E. So first we should learn what do we mean by expectation. Expectation is the weighted sum of expectation is the weighted sum of its outcomes, and that weight here is the probability of the occurrence of that outcome, and here we refer small x as the outcome and probability of that outcome occurring is its weight. So weighted sum of outcomes, summation here represents the sum of outcomes. X is the outcome of a random experiment, and probability of associating this small x with the random variable x tells us the probability of the occurrence of this outcome small x and its mapping with the random variable. So this probability is the weight of the outcome. So this probability P of x equal to x is nothing but the probability of the outcome mapped to the random variable x, and that probability is the weight of the outcome. So weighted sum of the outcomes is nothing but our expectation. That is nothing but our expectation. So this expectation operator, when it is applied to the bivariate random variables, it is defined by equation number 19. Here E is the expectation operator, g of x y is the arbitrary function of two variables. So g of capital X, as you know, is the random variable, and capital Y is another random variable. So because we have two random variables, capital X and Y, we call it as a bivariate random variable, and g of x comma y is a function of a bivariate random variable, and it is defined with the help of integration. Now if you remember, we studied two types of random variables. One was the continuous random variable and the other one was discrete random variable. In the first module, we have learned these two types of random variables, and we know that discrete random variables expectation is estimated by summation, and continuous random variables expectation is estimated by integration. So expectation of your continuous random variable, expectation of your continuous bivariate random variable is obtained using integration, and it is an infinitesimally increasing function. So therefore integration over infinite limits, expectation of a function for a bivariate random variable is estimated by double integration of the function along with its PDF. If you remember, small f represents PDF and capital F represents the capital F of xy represents the CDF of any random variable. So g of x comma y into f of xy into dx dy is the equation for expectation for any bivariate random variable. Now coming to correlation of x and y. The meaning of correlation here means it is the correlation here is the relationship between the two random variables x and y. What is the relationship that we are trying to understand here is it is the degree by which the random variables are deviating. So correlation estimates, it describes, correlation describes the degree by which X and Y deviate. So the measure of deviation, the measure of change, the measure of deviation and the measure of change is nothing but correlation. So it estimates the amount of changes that has occurred in the random variables, and that estimation which measures the amount of changes is called as correlation. Now, once we have defined what is correlation, the equation for correlation is the expected value of the product of x and y. So it is the expected value of the two random variables product. So that gives the correlation. And we can write the expectation of product of two random variables by multiplying the outcomes of those two random variables. What are small x and small y? Small x and small y are nothing but the outcomes of the random variable, random experiment x and y. So these are the real numbers associated with the random variables capital X and capital Y. So if we want to calculate expectation of the product of X and Y, then we can integrate it over infinite limits by multiplying the real numbers mapped to X and Y along with their PDF for a bivariate random variable. This f of xy defines the PDF of a bivariate random variable. So equation 20 defines the correlation of x and y. So it defines the measure of change, the measure of change that has occurred in x and the measure of change that has occurred in y. So this equation 20 will define the relationship between the two random variables x and y. So the next topic here is uncorrelated x and y. Uncorrelated. So now we have learned correlation. When do we say that the two random variables are uncorrelated? If the covariance of x and y is 0, then we can say that x and y are correlated. So in the previous equation, we have learned covariance. Covariance. Covariance is defined by covariance of x and y is defined by the difference of expectation of xy minus mu x into mu y, minus mu x into mu y. So this was the equation for covariance which we have seen. So this is the equation for covariance. Covariance of x and y. The term covariance is again defined very much similar to correlation. Covariance also measures the variation in the mean of a random variable with respect to its expected value. What is covariance? It is very much similar to correlation. It is very much similar to correlation. How it is very much similar to correlation? Covariance measures the amount of variation, from mean value of the random variable with respect to its expected value. What was the amount of variation in the mean value of a random variable y with respect to its expected value e of y? If we have to write the covariance of a single random variable, now that I have written the covariance of a single random variable, the equation will be the amount of variation. Covariance means it is the amount of variation by the mean value of that random variable from its expected value. So this would be the covariance of a single random variable x. Similarly, if you can write the covariance of y, it would be the variation in mean from its expected value. So now since we are dealing with the bivariate variables. Covariance of a bivariate random variable is the product of, it is the product of the difference in the mean value with respect to its expected value E of x into the variation in the mean value with respect to its expected value E of y. So equation number 22 here defines the covariance between two variables, two random variables. Applying rules of linear operation to bivariate random variables, so we can write equation 21 as it is the expectation of, so we are basically multiplying the two brackets. So it's the expectation of xy, first product minus x into mu x into mu x into y plus mu x into mu y. So these are the terms you get when you expand equation 21, and further simplifying, we can cancel out one of the mu y product terms and we will be left with equation 22, which is the defining equation of covariance which we were discussing. So covariance of xy is given by expectation of xy minus mu x into mu y. If one of the means, that is if mu x or mu y turns 0, then what will happen to equation number 22? Covariance will be equated to expectation of xy only. Covariance will be equated to expectation of xy only. And what is expectation of xy? Expectation of xy is nothing but correlation. If you remember in the previous slide, we defined correlation to be the product of individual random variables. So product of x and y is nothing but correlation. Covariance will be equal to correlation when one of the means of a bivariate random variable is 0. Okay, so this is the conclusion about the covariance and correlation relationship. So now that we know the covariance equation, what are uncorrelated random variables? If the covariance, as we defined earlier, if the covariance is 0, then they are uncorrelated. This is the condition to tell that two random variables are uncorrelated. In the previous equation 23, what was equation 23? Covariance is equal to correlation minus the product of individual means. So this covariance, if it is 0, then expectation will, if this term becomes 0, then expectation will get equated to the product of the mean. So correlation will now be the product of the mean of two random variables. This is when none of x and y are correlated because their covariance is 0. Covariance is 0 means the variation in the means are 0. The variation in the mean value with respect to their expected value is 0. So when the variation is 0, then they are uncorrelated. When the variation of mean and its expected value is 0, when the difference is 0, then the random variables are uncorrelated. Now this defines, equation 24 defines uncorrelation, and orthogonality is defined by equating E of xy is equal to 0. So we always know that when the product of two particular variables is equated to 0, it always leads to orthogonality. So even here it holds good with the random variables also. The product of the random variables, expectation of the product of random variables. If that product is equal to 0, then we say those two random variables are orthogonal. So in the same equation, if I substitute expectation of xy as 0, then what we will get is covariance is equal to minus of mu x into mu y. Covariance is equal to minus of mu x into mu y. This is true only when x and y are orthogonal, and for x and y to be orthogonal, expectation should be equal to 0. Product of two random variables should be equal to 0. So basically, equation number 24 and equation number 25 are the results of substituting covariance 0 in equation number 23 and substituting expectation of xy as 0 in equation number 23. So equation number 24 and 25 are the results of substitutions of covariance and orthogonality conditions in the equation number 23. The next property about the bivariate random variables is independence. What is the property of two random variables being independent? So when the bivariate random variables are independent, we can express f of xy as a product of individual function f of x into f of y. This is true again only when capital X and capital Y are independent. What I mean is this is true only when X and Y are independent random variables. Independent random variables. Only then the function, bivariate function, can be expressed as a product of independent variable function. So we can prove this by taking the correlation equation. Left hand side is called as the correlation. The product of two random variables, expectation, is again expressed as a integration of xy into bivariate function fxy, and x and y, as I told you, these are the outcomes of the random experiment represented by the random variable capital X and Y. So x and y, x into y into fxy, can be represented by substituting for this fxy as fx into fy. So basically we are substituting for this term from equation number 1 in independence condition. This is standard equation. This is the standard equation of correlation. Standard equation of correlation, which was defined when two random variables are correlated. This is true for continuous random variables. In this equation, we substitute from the above equation of independence of random variables. So instead of fxy, we substitute fx of x and fy of y. And now you can split it as integration of x into fx and y into fy. Now these two terms you are very much familiar. These two terms are nothing but expectation of x and expectation of y. So if you remember, in the first module we had calculated the expectations of single random variables, and expectation of single random variable e of x is given by integration of x small x into fx of x, small x into fx of x. So this is expectation of a single random variable, and that allows us to define the standard equation for independence. It means that expectation of two random variables, expectation of the product of two random variables is equal to the product of individual single random variables. So equation 26 is a standard equation for bivariate random variables, which defines the expectation of a bivariate random variable is equal to the product of the expectation of individual random variables. Similarly, it can be expressed for n values also, and this is true only when for all n values and for all m values x and y are independent. X and y are independent. So this equation number 27 is true only when for all n values x and for all y values of m, they are independent of each other. Only then equation 27 holds good. And if n is equal to m is equal to 1, then equation 27 is same as equation 26, which means that when n and m are equal to 1, then it is nothing but the expectation of a bivariate random variable. Coming to the correlation coefficient, the correlation coefficient is defined by the ratio of covariance divided by standard deviation. So we have already defined what is correlation coefficient. We have defined what is correlation. What is correlation coefficient? If we have understood correlation, then it is easy to measure correlation coefficient, because correlation was defined to be the measure of correlation was defined to be the measure of the measure of the measure of changes in the random variables. Correlation was the measure of changes, measure of deviations in the random variables, and the coefficient of such a measure of deviations defines the division of covariance by its standard deviation. Now again, think of it, we have defined covariance very much similar to correlation. Covariance is the measure of variance or variations. Covariance is the measure of variance or variations. Correlation is also the measure of changes or deviations. Both mean exactly the same thing. So to measure correlation coefficient, we should divide the covariance of two random variables by their standard deviation. Sigma represents standard deviation. Sigma x represents standard deviation of random variable x. Sigma y represents standard deviation of random variable y. Rho here defines the correlation coefficient of a bivariate random variable, where sigma x and sigma y are the standard deviations of random variables x and y respectively. Dividing the covariance by the two standard deviations helps to bound the size of the correlation coefficient. So if we take the numerator as covariance, okay, so this is the numerator, which is the covariance, and the denominator is the standard deviation. And if we take the ratio, we can apply the limit on the size of the correlation coefficient, which is given by rho. So basically this whole limit that we are applying, on this rho. This limit greater than 0, this limit we are applying on the correlation coefficient rho. So when we apply the bound, to be greater than or equal to 0, and substituting for the numerator of covariance standard equation. Covariance is given by difference of the mean from its expected value. This we have learned just now, that the covariance estimates the difference between or the variation from the mean by its expected value. So substituting the equation of covariance in the numerator and abbreviating this equation in the form of a square plus 2ab plus b square. So this equation a plus b whole square is abbreviated a square plus 2ab plus b square, and simplifying it further, I am replacing the second term by rho, because we have learned that rho is a correlation coefficient, which is the ratio of covariance by its standard deviations. So this can be substituted as rho, and the expectation of covariance by sigma for single random variable is 1. Expectation of covariance by sigma for single random variable is 1. Simplifying this, we get 2 plus 2 rho xy greater than or equal to 0. So this 2 on the either sides will give rho of xy less than or equal to 1. So this is the bound that we have applied. This is the limit that we have applied on the correlation coefficient. The limit applied is rho of xy is less than or equal to 1. Equation 29 reveals that. And this relation can also be examined for another bound, which is when correlation coefficient is equal to plus or minus 1. And to apply this bound, once we have applied the limit of less than equal to 1, next we are trying to examine the limit of equal to plus or minus 1, and to apply that limit we have to use the equation in the form of y is equal to ax plus b. So as we use the equation y is equal to ax plus b, we are substituting mu y is equal to a mu x plus b, nothing but wherever we have the random variable y, we are substituting its mean as mu y, and wherever we have random variable x, we have denoted it by its mean mu x. So denoting the random variables in terms of their means will give the equation mu y is equal to a mu x plus b. Now considering the covariance equation, the standard covariance equation, which is the product of x minus mu x into y minus mu y. And in this equation, if I substitute y, what was y? Ax plus b. Substituting y as ax plus b. And substituting minus mu y will now be minus mu y will now be minus a mu x minus b. So when you substitute that, your plus b and minus b terms will get cancelled. You will be left with ax minus a mu x. So it is wrongly typed here. It is ax minus a mu x. So take a common, you will be left with x minus a mu x. So you have a into expectation of x minus mu x into x minus mu x. So you'll get x minus mu x square. So expectation of x minus mu square is nothing but standard deviation. It is nothing but the standard deviation. So the covariance of a bivariate, now equation number 30 is a very important observation. So the covariance of a bivariate random variable product is equal to a into standard deviation of a single random variable square. And we know that standard deviation of y square is covariance is nothing but standard deviation of y square. Sigma y square can be represented as covariance. So that is equal to a square into sigma x square. So if this covariance can be represented in terms of sigma y square, so then it will be a square into sigma y square. So equation 30 will give the covariance, and this is the standard deviation equation. standard deviation equation with respect to single random variable. Using this equation in equation 30, we can obtain the standard deviation for y. So the standard deviation for y will be sigma y will be equal to plus or minus under root of a into sigma x. So basically I am just taking the sigma y, standard deviation of y, using this equation. If sigma y square is a square into sigma x square, then sigma y will be under root of a into sigma x. So that gives the standard deviation of y. So that sigma of y is standard deviation of y is equal to plus or minus under root of a into sigma x, provided the correlation coefficient is equal to plus or minus 1. So correlation coefficient is important. Its values will apply the standard deviations to be estimated with the help of these limits. Either the correlation coefficient can be the row value of the bivariate variable can either be less than equal to 1, or it can be equal to plus or minus 1. Both the conditions will help us to estimate the standard deviations of random variable x and y.